name is Steve Green. I'm with PMQ Pizza Magazine, and I'm here today because Domenico Crolla is here today. And the reason Domenico is here is because I'm a big fan of Domenico's, and he is going to reveal for the first time on camera how he does it. He's been doing it for a couple of years. Domenico is going to show you how to create some magic in your markets. What he's done, he's probably the only person, he's a good enough looking guy, but this man has been in GQ magazine and Vogue. And it wasn't just for his looks. It was because
my pizza's been in Vogue.
his pizzas have been in Vogue. Because he's sent these pizzas. He did pizzas of the editors of these magazines. So imagine that if you did a pizza of your local editor. So we are about to see how it happens. Domenico is from Glasgow, Scotland. He was born into the industry, he worked hard, and Domenico he knows food and he knows marketing. And this is a combination of the two forces together that you can use to your benefit. Thank you, Domenico, for coming all the way from Glasgow, Scotland.
Thank you, Steve, for that good introduction. Steve said that I've been doing it for a long time, but never said what I've been doing for a long time. It's pizza art. I've always been a pizza chef, and one day, almost by accident, I created a system of doing pictures on pizzas. And it started off as fun, and has now become more of an art gimmick. People are taking it a bit more seriously, and it's a good way of advertising within the restaurant business. I've been able to get thousands of dollars worth of advertising free of charge or for the price of a pizza. So I'll show you how I do it. You've seen some videos, different pizzas that I do, and you probably wonder, how do I transfer that image onto a pizza? So I'll start off with a logo. It was maybe in your business you may wish to promote your own logo. Today I'm going to do the PMQ logo. This could be your own company logo, a soccer team, a football team, a girl's name, boy's name for a birthday. And how do you get this onto a pizza? So very, very, very easy. You start off with baking paper that is transparent, and you're able to, hopefully you can see that. Can everybody see that, yeah? With a pencil, you just draw around the image which you wish to copy. And now this could be even a person's face, which I'll show you later on. But with the pencil, you do the outline of the image. And after a minute or so, you'd end up with that sort of logo, okay? Take a screen, take the image, but turn it over. Now this is the part that every pizza chef has not been able to figure out, and this is a secret to the whole way of putting an image onto pizza. They've always wondered, how do you cut the cheese? You create a pizza slice. So with some grated mozzarella or shredded mozzarella, you sprinkle it onto the base. Just enough to cover your image. And you have to remember that the pizza, it could be this size or smaller, you want to leave a border the way it would look on a natural pizza. And this goes in the oven. Now that goes in the oven literally for 1 minute, 2 minutes, just so it melts and it becomes a cheese slice. I'll leave that to cook slowly, but in the meantime, I prepared one. This is what it looks like when it comes out. It comes out of the oven and you refrigerate it for an hour or so it becomes solid and you can pick it up. So you've prepared your cheese slice. This is in the fridge, as I say, for about an hour. You then prepare your pizza base. Take this away. That's really as fast as you want to cook it. It would come out like this, that goes in the fridge, and after about an hour, it will look like that. Feel free to call out anytime you like if you have any questions. Now, when I roll out a pizza base, I try never to put pressure on the crust, and that allows it to puff up with the borders. And I'm pressing down with the full palms of the hand to try and make sure that the whole base is the same thickness all the way across. You don't want any thick pieces. And what I'm doing here, if I slow it down, if you imagine an umbrella opening up, so I'm stretching the base and turning. You can see that there are no thin patches. It's all the same thickness all the way across, apart from a thicker lip at the edge. And this goes onto a screen. I like a screen, but you could use a normal pan if you prefer. Stretch out once more. Now, I like to brush oil on the crust. This does two things. It encourages the crust to puff up, but it also gives a neater border and a nicer golden colour. Extra virgin olive oil should always be used for taste, colour. Apply the sauce as evenly as you can, so you don't have any, you don't want patches like that. You want to have it all evenly spread with a nice clean border. And again, this goes in the oven. And I don't normally fully bake, I'm just half baking it. And at this point, is baked. When it comes out, you need to leave it to cool down as well, and that will take half an hour or so. So if you imagine we've sped up some time, this would be your pizza base, which you've allowed to cool down. You have your cheese with the drawing on the other side. And that would go on like that, and you have your logo. Okay? No, this one here. And the razor blade. So this is the cheese slice with the logo on it, and you would just slowly proceed with a scalpel or a razor blade or a sharp knife, just to go around and cut around. And I've cut some pieces out already. Normally when I'm doing maybe a caricature or a face, this process can take up to about an hour of doing all the fine detail. But logos are normally very easier, so I'd always recommend you start with a logo. That would be your logo. You then remove the baking paper.
Spray the paper at all?
No. If you spray the paper, well, there's no need to spray because the cheese won't stick to the, it will just make it greasy. And then I put pizza sauce into a bottle because you want to fill in the gaps. And this becomes more relevant when it's a face with a small detail. Now you may think, why would you want to produce a logo on a pizza? Apart from in-store promotions where somebody comes along and they want to have their own pizza made, it's been for me a big form of advertising. When an event comes to Glasgow, if a pop star comes, Celine Dion comes to Glasgow, I'm able to produce a pizza with her face on it or her name, and I send it to the press. The press are always looking for rubbish to put on in spaces. They will have gaps the editor wants to fill, and he will think, what's happened today? There's a war here, there's something happening there, but I've got some gaps. And I learned a long time ago, if you can send, don't phone the newspaper and say, I have an idea for you, because it doesn't work. Send them the photograph, send them a landscape, a portrait and a small photograph, a small story that allows the editor to copy and paste, and he will use your story. Maybe if you send him 10 times, maybe once or twice he'll use your story. But it works. For me, it's always worked. I send them a story and it becomes used. That's the pizza base. After a few minutes, it comes out. You don't need to fully bake it. And I've been able to produce, almost by accident, I did one of the Mortal Kombat logo, which is a Chinese dragon. Just for fun, I put it onto today's media, which is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're living now in a photographic society. People want images. And overnight, it went viral. 10 million clicks by the end of the week. Now, maybe in America, that won't mean anything to some, because you'll think some guy in Glasgow's got this. But in Glasgow, that restaurant became famous overnight. And I kept feeding little silly things. I didn't even need the press anymore. It was Instagram, Twitter. And if your business is not on Facebook or Instagram, you should think about putting it on there, because people like photographs. If you have a product, photograph it and put it onto Instagram. Always put the name on it somewhere. And people start to talk. If people start to talk about your business, it always plants a seed in the back of their mind. Now, at this stage, you have the pizza, which is half baked. Yes, about 500 degrees. Just the regular that you would use for cooking a pizza. Always keep it at 500. This is now 90% complete. You have the half-cooked base, you have the cheese slice, you have the sauce. The final step now is just to rebake it. It softens the cheese, and you'll see it brings a new color to the pizza. As a final touch, I always like to brush oil on the crust. And if you wish, you could have oregano or some basil you could put around. I'll go in the oven for 2 minutes, and I'll show you the next step. If you wish to do something a bit more creative, people love faces. People love to have a face on a pizza. Because I'm in Vegas today, I thought I would do one of Steve Wynn. If everyone can see that. So your customer or your family, they would send you the photograph. If you have...
Could I have you work on the film? We need it to be closer to you for it to get picked up on the screen.
Is that better? Right, sorry. So you can see Steve Wynn, but this could be a family member. It could be your wife, your daughter, a customer. On a computer or a laptop, transfer this image to a black and white image. Okay? There you have the baked pizza. Sorry if I keep jumping backwards and forwards, but I'm trying to show you as much as possible in that short period of time. Because normally in my restaurant, this is a process, as I said, that takes 3 hours. But the money shot is when you're able to take a pizza, and the beauty of pizza over any other dish, which you can't do with spaghetti or a steak, is a pizza you can take, you can hold up to the camera, and when a photographer comes, they would say, prepare a dish so we can photograph it. If you do it with spaghetti, it doesn't work. But with the pizza, you can do this, and everyone loves. It's very photographic. Now, I'm sure the PMQ magazine will put this on the front cover, or they'll use it somewhere. But any other dish that might not work, But going back to it tastes delicious. I'll give you a slice. Right. Now, you think things that open doors. To show you how valuable this is, I'm going to be able to produce the pizza of Steve Wynn. I don't know if everybody knows Steve Wynn. He's the godfather at the moment in Vegas. He owns all the top hotels. This is such a rare thing to do at the moment that when I email this to the Wynn company, I'm sure he'll become aware of it, and he'll give me some feedback. The same feedback that I've had from Rihanna, from Tom Ford, from Beyonce, Dita Von Teese, they've all contacted back to say, we love what you're doing. And if these people have noticed it, customers notice it as well. And thankfully, cross fingers, business is improved. So as I was...
Did you ever send them the actual pizza?
No. It's a fresh pizza. Everyone says, send me the pizza. People from America will always say, do a pizza and send it to me. But it's a fresh product. This, after half an hour to an hour, the colour deteriorates. So as soon as it comes out of the oven, I photograph them, enlarge them, put them on the wall. But if you imagine a corporate event, there could be nothing nicer than presenting at the top table this. It costs, for the price of a pizza, you can bring someone so much pleasure or just a talking point. If you imagine what it costs to build a nice sculpture or a cake, this is pennies, cents. So you transfer this photograph into that. Most computer packages can do it. They just transfer an image to black and white. And again, tracing paper. There's paper. Put that over the top. And with a pencil, you just go over, just trace around this. Any child can do this. You just go around, you need patience to go around all the black points. And again, as we did before, turn it over, cheese on it, bake it in the oven, and you go back to this stage. Prepare your pizza base, then put the slice on top, and this one I prepared earlier on. I don't know if you can see that. I was able to incorporate the name, the when, and there. But you can see that it's lacking some colour. I'll pop it in the oven, I'll show you the difference. That'll be 2 minutes in the oven. Any questions at this stage? Or any comments? No? Okay. If you just bear with me for 2 minutes, yes. The one that's given me the most publicity was Anna Wintour, the editor of Vogue. I was doing different people, Italian people, and my wife said, do somebody that women know, because most of the people that will pick a restaurant are the women. So she showed me Vogue magazine and says, do Anna Wintour. I did Anna Wintour and I put it onto Facebook, Twitter. Almost overnight, it was picked up by Fashionista magazine in New York, and it went viral. It went around the world. I got thousands and thousands of clicks about Anna Wintour. So I then did Tom Ford. Then when the royal baby was to be born, I thought, let's try and get some publicity out of this. So 2 days before the baby was born, when everyone was going mad about any news, I did a montage of the royal couple and the royal baby. I don't know if it's come up on the screens. Sent it to the press, and again, it went viral. And people would talk about my restaurant. You know, Bella Napoli would appear in the press. And I don't know, I haven't seen it yet. I don't know if that looks like Steve Wynn. Ladies and gentlemen, the Steve Wynn pizza. Okay, thank you. Unless there's any other questions, that's me finished. Okay.
One more. Do you ever do non-famous people just as a pizzeria, like somebody can order like their kid's birthday?
I've got people that come to me and say it's my wife's birthday, can you prepare a pizza? And yes, they'll send me the photograph, and it's become a big success.
What's the premium
You have to add a premium. It will cost me about 3 hours work, and normally it's a Friday, Saturday night. So instead of a pizza that will cost maybe $15, $20. I'll charge $100, $150, which is, it's a lot of work, But it's a nice gesture, and everybody loves to have the face on a pizza. And the difference between this and most other forms of food art is this is edible. It's out of the oven, you can slice it up and everyone can have some. I've even phoned up food reviewers for a restaurant. It's very difficult to get them to come to your restaurant. I've been able to phone food reviewers and say, I'll give you something you've never eaten before, and it's yourself, and I'll prepare one of the food reviewer, present it to them, and they love it. And they can hardly say it wasn't good because it is of themselves, you know?
Well, typically just a cheese pizza with red sauce.
I've done it as a sort of trademark. I've always stuck to just doing cheese and tomato. You could do different peppers, pepperoni, tomatoes, but I've stuck to this sort of almost a trademark, just keeping it simple.
Put the hair, green pepper in the hair.
That will take extra time, and then it's not a fresh pizza anymore. You can spend hours doing bits of ham, bits of chicken, as other people have done, but it's not edible anymore. And it's difficult to cook as well. Most of those pizzas you see in photographs are raw, the peppers are raw. This is edible. Okay? Thank you. Thank you for coming today.